All right, Nick, let's talk some Fighting Irish football. Coach Marcus Freeman done a masterful job this season already in the recruiting game. Let's talk about the future a bit. They have gotten a recruit here going towards the future, Nick, that I think is going to be big time for this program and fill in a key need going forward. It's going to be huge for them, and I think the Notre Dame fans are going to love this one.
Yeah, Miles, Coach Freeman's doing a phenomenal job. A lot of momentum building, of course, on the field with the way they finished last season and in the recruiting department as well. He's done a great job replacing Kelly. But before we get into that news, got an interesting question for you today, Notre Dame fans, as always, in the comment section below. Who is the fastest Fighting Irish football player of all time? There's one guy who played like a rocket back in the 1980s who may be on the top of that list, but whoever you think it is, give us the fastest Notre Dame Fighting Irish football player that you've ever seen in the comment section below. All right, Miles, what you got? What's this latest recruiting update?
Yeah, Nick. So let's go over to the West Coast. Some would call it the best coast. I don't know. I might have to disagree. But we are talking about a California player here out of St. John Bosco High School. Big time recruit get for Notre Dame, four-star linebacker, Kingston Viliamu Asa. And I tried that. I practiced it all day, so I know that I've gotten it correct here. You can't correct me in the comments below because it is 100% right. But let's get on into the story here, Nick. This is, of course, over from Hayes Fawcett on On3 Sports. Go follow him for all your big-time recruiting news. But four-star linebacker Kingston Viliamu Asa of Bellflower, California at St. John Bosco High School has announced his commitment to Notre Dame Sunday afternoon. The 6'3", 230-pounder chose the Fighting Irish over Southern Cal and Ohio State. Viliamu Asa ranks as the number 109 player in the On3 industry ranking. He also tabs in as the number 8 linebacker, the number 13 player in the state of California. The Golden State linebacker joins Coach Marcus Freeman in the Fighting Irish's top 12 class, very respectable, in 2024 team rankings. He is accompanied by 4-star wide receiver Cam Williams and 4-star quarterback CJ Carr, among others. Now, Nick, I think this is big because it's starting to round out the defensive side of the ball for this 2024 class, getting some big-time players in here. I think we might see a trend going forward because not only is this guy a 4-star, but he's a very highly ranked 4-star. He's almost got that 95 grade. If you look at the 24/7 Sports composite grade, is right there, 94.99. So he's getting really, really close. This guy is a stud, and I think he's going to be a big-time player for the Fighting Irish going forward. But Nick, I'm curious to know, what are your thoughts on this guy and what does it mean for the program going forward?
Well, I think what's very interesting is the nature of his commitment. It kind of reminded me of the great Monte Teo, of course, when he talked about, for those of you who are familiar with his stories, I'm sure a lot of you are, he didn't really want to go to Notre Dame, but he ended up feeling called to go to Notre Dame. And we're seeing the same thing here with Viliamu Asa. If you look at a report he came after he announced his commitment, I'm going to quote him directly here. Honestly, man, I couldn't see myself there, talking about going to Notre Dame, but I could at the other two schools. But then I read Hebrews 11 run, which talks about faith as assurance in the things we can't see. Going to the mountains really solidified my answer because I felt God wanted me to have faith, which required trusting in what I could not see. So this is a guy that feels like he has a calling to go to Notre Dame. It's just very wild. This is one of the cool things about this program that pretty much no other big-time competitive programming can do. There is something special about Notre Dame. There is something unique. And I think any coach and any program that can tap into that, first of all, is very smart. You have to recruit on what you have. And Notre Dame has the history, has all the, the Newt Rockne. You've got the Leahy's lads in the 1940s. Of course, Rudy, Joe Montana, all that stuff. Great history. Monte Teo added to that as well. Great history, prestigious, mystique, all that kind of things. And there is an element of Notre Dame that makes it sort of a calling. It's something different. It's something unique. It is its own conference. It doesn't need to be a conference. It is its own conference. And I think that we're seeing Coach Freeman use that and tap into that and help him with his recruiting, as he should. I've always felt Notre Dame should be a top 5, top 3 recruiting class because of that, the historical side of that. And I think we're starting to see that more and more kind of tap into those days with those Monte Teo days where Notre Dame went to the BCS National Championship game. I think Freeman is bringing them back on that path. And for those reasons, I'm really excited on the trajectory this program's on right now.
Yeah, Nick, I agree with you there. Notre Dame really, they have a really historic history. They have great uniforms. Everyone wants to strap on one of those golden helmets. You see them, it just means a little bit more. It hits a little bit different when you see those things come out of a tunnel. But this program, they got themselves a really great player here. And I love reading the scouting report on this guy and just some of the things they say. They say this guy can stuff the run, blitz off the edge, and he plays every down. Very good every down player. But they say he is a huge hitter, and I love this. He is a game built for pads. He lays the wood every play, Nick. This guy can lock it down when he's going in for the hit. But the other thing they said is they see him play some 7-on-7, and he can lock up some receivers and tight ends in coverage as well. He's really smart, instinctive player. And I think that this guy, he does kind of remind me of a Manti Te'o a little bit. This guy he can play everything. He can drop into coverage, he can lock up tight ends and receivers. He can hit when he needs to hit. He can blitz off the edge. And the one thing they talk about consistently is that he has a non-stop motor. So I think that's really great for Notre Dame. I think this guy's going to be a good get for them. And I think it's going to be something special to watch going forward.